It's a charity born of one woman's determination to help needy families. Using spoiled food from supermarkets is banned, but that hasn't stopped Amy Raupetzeni from launching the movement. Billy Joe Raupiha finds out how Amy turns waste food into hampers of happiness.
Picture perfect Sydney, Australia. The land down under when times are going good, but when you're down and out, it's anything but. We're on our way to a supermarket that we cannot name or identify, but what it's doing is something heroic.
What happens here is we come to the back dock and we go through all the food that's gone to waste while they throw it out.
This is Amy Raupetzeni, founder of the charity The Movement.
These are the trolleys here. It's classed as waste. We come through with TMC and we sort through all the waste and put it into boxes and take it away for families.
Amy is like a modern-day Robin Hood. She comes here 5 days a week, boxing up food that would otherwise be bound for the rubbish dump, and she does this all for free.
All this would just be going in the rubbish when we could take it and give it to families.
Once it's opened inside the supermarket, they can't sell it, so it's wasted. But it's all brand new.
The Wahine are part of the Sydney-based charity Amy started 2 years ago. Her philosophy has always been about paying it forward.
We feed the dogs down at Woolloomooloo, owned by the people that sleep down there. So all the food that comes in for animals goes straight to them as well. Yeah. So that's great.
As quick as she came, then she was gone.
That's it in a wrap, that's everything. Shut that side, Alicia.
We head to Amy's humble abode in Bankstown. The qualified beautician has administration volunteers and 17,000 Sydney members on Facebook. 40% are of Māori and Pacific descent.
These go on the page.
Okay. She doesn't stop, does she?
So we take a photo, then upload it to our Pay It Forward page, which is under the movement.
Amy, you must be the most glamorous charity founder I've ever seen.
No, absolutely not. But thank you. So I do a post which shows admin post.
Yep.
And it has the hamper which we've just collected along with the bread, and it then goes on the page.
This one today has a small water leak from the radiator cap.
And the charity even has its own mechanic that fixes the cars for free that have been donated.
It's hard to afford and maintain a car, especially when you got rego and everything else. It all costs a fortune. Seeing the smiles on people's faces when they've got food on the table and a car to go to and from wherever they need to go, it's awesome.
This is my amazing team. Say hi.
Amy's husband Daniel remembers the day when, despite their own family of 7 who were struggling, Amy still wanted to give.
I came home from work one day and I saw this one in the garage. I was wondering what she was doing. She was like getting cans of food and stuff together and trying to box it. And I was like, what are you doing with that? She's like, I'm just making a hamper. And I said, what do you mean by a hamper? You're not going to get far, honestly. It's, you know, it's you versus the world, pretty much. And she said, it's not about that. It's about, I just want to give back because I've been in a similar situation. And we have, you know, together been in situations like that through our journey in life. And sure enough, you know, 2 weeks later, yeah, my words went straight back in my mouth. And I sat there and watched her grow.
With the movement now in cities across Australia and just recently in Bali, the hope is to get more supermarkets and people on board the kaupapa in New Zealand.
So New Zealand, listen out, watch. I know the poverty back home and the families need it from what all my friends and family are saying. So it's about time we all help each other back home. Get Pack and Save and that all on board. We'll get there eventually. It's just a lot of work for Amy to do from here.
When we first got here, it was very, very hard for us. That's why I wanted to help Kiwis that came after 2001. It's very much a struggle here. You can't get any government assistance.
Like us Kiwis, we don't just come here to try and get on the benefit.
No.
We're not trying to say that. We're just trying to say that it's not as easy if you come from nothing from NZ to try and make it over here.
But amongst her team of passionate volunteers, Amy feels at home, giving her last bit of food, time and energy for the cause.
I think we need to teach people more the art of giving, like paying it forward. People think that they don't have anything to give, but you do have something to give. Everybody's got time. Everybody's got something to give.
We all get down in life. Even us admins, we all have our own struggles. We all have our own families, our members also. So as the movement as a whole, we're all people who have struggled, who have hurt. We know what it's like to be in a place where you've got nothing, you know?
And as the sun begins to go down on the front lawn of Amy's house, another shipment of discarded food arrives. Vegetables, fruit, yogurts and meat.
Loin chops, some chicken.
Good quality food from restaurants around Sydney that was destined for the rubbish heap. Now heading as healthy hampers to a needy home.
It used to blow me away when we first started the movement at the food that we used to get, but now I'm just used to it. I'm used to what families get. I love it. I love knowing that families can get fresh fruit that they can't afford, especially ones with children.
Marianne, why do you do this? Because I love helping people.
The need is huge. Like, I will go put this on the page and some weeks, say we've got maybe 5 to 10 hampers, and I've got like 60 families requesting hampers. And you know there's so many out there that need it, and there's only so little, and it's a huge blessing for a family. But the need out there is huge, beyond this. But when you get like 10 or 15 hampers and you've got 60 families requesting, it's difficult. Because we would love to be able to give them to everyone who requests, you know, but you can't.
Coming up after the break, it's a popular destination for many Kiwis and Aussies, but what lurks on the outskirts of Bali will horrify you.
So the movement is a charity funded by the Rōpitini whānau based in Sydney, but a dream holiday to Bali revealed a nightmare reality. Behind the picture-perfect tourist image, the whānau witnessed horrifying poverty, and they were spurred again into action.
This humble home in Bankstown, Sydney, is the headquarters for a charity that takes supermarket and restaurant leftover food and turns it into wholesome hampers for families in need.
We have a driver that delivers all the fresh produce that would get thrown out, and we do up food hampers for families, and we normally get from milk to meat, but we also use it for the homeless outreach, which we cook on the Saturdays, or we use it for our cooking for families.
But the 2-year-old charity has outgrown its founders Amy and Daniel's home. A chiller sits on their front lawn and food lines the hallways and living room.
Came in yesterday.
Now they're the ones appealing for help.
We need a warehouse because I need to move all of the stuff out of not just my own home. I've got all my other admins. Their homes are the same as mine. Their garages are full, their lounges are full, and so we need warehouse space. Yeah, I want my home back. I want my family to...
But after 2 years of giving their time to charity work, the couple decided to go on a romantic holiday to Bali. A holiday that went from happiness to heartache.
I sort of had my mind set to go there for a holiday, but also I wanted to explore the real Bali, you know, the behind the luxurious motels, hotels, and, you know, all the villas and stuff. It was awesome that we experienced that, but also very, very, very sad, you know, the things that we saw there, yeah.
The things they saw were so horrific for Amy and Daniel that they started a fundraising page called the Movement Bali Outreach.
It just broke my heart, eh? Seeing all these little kids. We left them money to help them, to get them noodles and rice, and because they'll go and spend it on things they need. They won't go and buy McDonald's or anything like that. They'll go buy rice, but the thing is they share it. So they'll go and buy something that they've been given with money and share it with everybody else. They're not selfish people. They don't keep it for themselves.
Then shortly after returning to Australia, she took a team of 8 over to experience the real Bali.
That was the hardest thing I've ever seen. It was really hard. And our kids are worried about PlayStations and stuff, and these kids don't have anything. They're lucky if they've got a colouring in book.
They're eating rice.
They're eating out of rubbish, off rubbish.
They visited a cancer patient home, a school in the middle of a rubbish tip, and thousands more living at the tip. The inhumane conditions horrified them all.
I know. We were doing a little video and Amy turned around and she noticed that kids were playing on the ground, cutting up apple, and next to it was dog feces. And they were sleeping on beds, which the mattresses, you wouldn't even let your dog sleep on it. Do you know what I'm saying? I just couldn't believe they've made a little shack out of like recycled bags that you put your lawn clippings in. And they've got to pay $60 or $100 a month to live in a rubbish tip.
If any of you can help, even $1 a week, honestly, we send it over to another charity here called Helping Hands Across the Sand.
In Bali, they say the average person makes $2 a day. Amy says if people can just give $2 a week, it all makes a difference.
A lot of people are like, why are you helping them? Why are you not helping here? Because if everyone had that mindset of, oh, they're just another person that's struggling, no one would ever help. Everyone would just worry about themselves. Yeah.
And worry about others is what Amy, Daniel and their army of volunteers do best. It's an infectious love for people that they hope will spread to their children in Mokopuna and, of course, the rest of the world.